Hey, vinyl community, Jeff here, and it is time to jump on another contest. I've had this one kind of in the queue to do, finally getting around to getting this done. This is for Sam St. John. He's celebrating 2 years in the VC. He's got a few quick, easy questions, and I was like, yeah, let's do this. Check out his channel below. I'll have a link to the video you can enter the contest too, and the contest will end right after the first of the year on January 2nd, so don't wait too long like I was waiting. Anyway, so he wants to have us make a video, etc., the same old rules. And the first question is to show your favorite box set. So I went with this one, Adam and the Ants, Kings of the Wild Frontier. Now, I mean, I have a handful of box sets, and, you know, box sets tend to be they're very cool. A lot of times a box set will be like a bunch of albums. Like, for instance, the Skid Row box set. It's a bunch of different albums. And you've got box sets that are well, they're all related. And then you got box sets like this where it's one album with a bunch of extras. And those are the kind that I really dig. And this one especially, this one came out way back when I think I was just starting to get back into buying vinyl records. This is absolutely one of my favorite albums, like, of all times from my childhood. And I saw this in a record store way back when it came out, and I'm like, boy, I'd really love that, because it has the DVDs in it that, you know, used to be only available on VHS, has a bunch of bonus footage, has a bunch of extra CDs and live stuff and booklets and pictures. And I mean, I won't break it down and see it all, but you can see all of the stuff here on the inside card that it comes with. So it is your typical multi-CD. It's got a book, it's got a bunch of extras, multi-CD, DVDs, pictures, all kinds of fun stuff. It's just the whole kit and caboodle, and I love it. It's in this nice gold box. And so out of all the box sets, I really dig this, because one of my favorite albums, given the master treatment of having so much extras thrown in, and it's just some great stuff. So there you go, one of my favorite box sets. Number 2, an album of an artist you've seen live. Seen a lot of bands live. I decided to go with this one because I don't think I've ever really discussed it that much. But Van Halen 1984, I actually saw Van Halen on the 1984 tour. They had autograph opening for him. Saw Van Halen a couple of times back in the day. It was either I think it was the tour before this that we saw too, the Diver Down tour. But anyway, that was around the time shortly before that I got into Van Halen and then started going to see him in concert. So Van Halen 1984. I've actually never seen Van Halen with Sammy Hagar. So I've only been a David Lee Roth era thing, and not on purpose. Just they've never been in the area whenever during that time frame. So. All right, next one, show a sealed album. This is a new Stryper album. I showed this not too long ago. The reason it's still sealed is because it came out in multiple color variants. And initially, the site that I went to, which I think was the Stryper site, I believe, I went ahead and pounced because these things sell out quick. So I jumped real quick, bought their album. And then I realized there was a really cool marbled version, and so I went back later and found that on a different site and bought that. Thus, I didn't really need the extra, but now I have multiple copies, and I probably, I'm not a big collector of multiple variants, so I'll probably turn around and sell this, but for now, it is still sealed. An album you've only heard once. Precious Metal. Now, I bought this not too long ago in one of my prior videos, a couple months ago, when I ran into that, like, a bunch of 80s stuff at my local store. It seemed like somebody was dumping a bunch of 80s stuff. And I grabbed this because, it's definitely a bunch of 80s stuff. I'd never heard it prior to. I have heard of it. I've seen other people show it. Never heard it. I put it on the turntable. I'm not even sure I listened to it all the way through one time. Wasn't really anything I appreciated too much. I will listen to it again. I'm not gonna, I have albums in my collection that at first kind of you get a sour taste for, and then later you find out they're not as bad as your first impression. So anyway, I would check it again, but for now, and there are probably a handful of albums that I've gotten. Here's the thing. If I get an album that I've had on CD or have had in the past, I may only listen to it one time on vinyl and file it away. So there's probably a lot in my collection that right now I've listened to one time, but I don't count that, because if it's an album I grew up with or an album that I've listened to 100 times on CD and I've only listened to the vinyl album version one time, not the same. I literally never heard this before, played it one time, and I'm like, all right, file it away. Anyway, there you go. I think that's as qualification as I can get on that one. And then show an autograph or an album that you'd like autographed. This is Cover to Cover by Neal Morse, Mike Portnoy, and Randy George. And you can see right here, it's autographed by Neal Morse. A lot of times with these, now this was an autograph that you purchase if you're early buyer, they autograph them. I have one, this is cover to cover, and then there's cover to cover, which is volume 1. This is volume 2, and there's another one, volume 3, and that one's not autographed because I guess I didn't react fast enough. But 1 and 2 I have autographed. Most of Neal's stuff I try to pounce on immediately and get them, and then they get autographed. So I've got a lot of stuff by him autographed. So there you go, an autographed album by Neal Morse. So anyway, there you go. Quick and easy contest. Jump on board, link below. Support Sam St. John. He's been around for a while, 2 years, and doing great stuff. Check him out. Watch his channel. Subscribe. Do all that fun stuff. And I will see you later. Rock on and rock hard.